If your paid media strategist is spending 5 hours every single week pulling data from Google Ads, LinkedIn, Meta, and your CRM just to build a weekly report, they're not a strategist, they're a data aggregator. The problem is your team is manually logging into 5 different platforms, exporting CSVs, updating pivot tables, copying numbers into slides, and writing summaries. By the time they're done aggregating data, they don't have any time for actual strategy. So the client gets a report that says CPA went up 15% with no explanation to why it happened or what to even do about it. That's not even a report. Let me show you how we solve this at Directive. Our VP of Ops and Tech, Richard Uruchurtu, built an AI agent inside of Stratos that turns 5 hours of manual reporting into minutes of strategic co-creation. Richard, show them how it works.
Thanks, Isaiah. I'm going to show you a little bit of our paid media assistant. Now, the paid media assistant has lots of different capabilities and is able to help all of our accounts be able to hit their North Star metrics. It partly does this because it has access to a lot of the same data, but I want to show more of a specific use case. So in this case, I'm going to go into the paid media assistant and I'm going to show it an example of basically talking about helping to generate ad copy. So LLMs are great at being able to do the written language. So what it did is I said, hey, for our client ICUC, we need to come up with new ads for different platforms. But the key part about this is we asked it to reference files that we have in our database. So in this case, I said, let's also leverage the brand guidelines that we have in Google Drive. And so what it did is it went through and it did sort of its understanding of looking through all the information, researching, understanding the company, and also accessing the brand guidelines that we have on file. And then it came up with the targeting, the strategic angle, and all the different headlines and everything we could use. And then our strategists can basically have continuing conversations to basically get more information and outputs. So as an example, I might say, these are pretty good, but I need to get a couple variations for each one. Can you give me 3 specific angles for each of the platforms, including targeting different ICP types based on what conversations we've had about the ideal ICP? So I'll send that through and let that run for a minute. And in just a minute, it came back with new information for me. So in this case, now it's done a breakdown of different variations and talking about who I would be targeting each of those ad sets to. So then our strategists can basically take these, they can create a Google document of it, whatever it might be, go and talk with the client, see if that matches with what we want to be targeting and how we're driving the strategy to help make ad copy a simple process. Thanks, Isaiah.
So Richard just showed you how the paid media weekly report specialist turns 5 hours of manual reporting into minutes of strategic work. If you want to see the paid media weekly report specialist accelerate your team's reporting in the same way, links in the description. Let's give your strategists their time back.